But you have to make a sacrifice in the beginning, because if you, like for me, for a milk tea brand, we focus on really good ingredients. Like we don't use any of the powders and stuff like that. Like our tea is really brewed tea, and our winter melon, they actually we have to brew the winter melon blocks. Our muscovado is fresh. We don't use any of the shortcut powders out there. So that's the point. You have to sacrifice a little bit at the beginning while you're building your brand, especially if you're a new brand. You have to sacrifice that your margins won't be as high as everybody else using the powders, kasi that's the quick fix.
When do you say that pag binabarat ka na, you walk away from the deal, knowing na baka kailangan mo talaga yung pera, pero ayaw mo naman mabarat ka? Or when do you say also kahit binarat ka na, kukunin mo pa rin?
It's better daw to have a no deal, okay, no deal than a win-lose. So, may mga ibang clients kami, may ganun din na win-lose yung gusto. So, sinasabi ko, better na lang, huwag na tayo mag-deal. Let's remain friends. At least magkakilala tayo. We can refer with clients to each other. Pero better, no deal, kaysa sa win-lose tayo. Tapos, moving forward, ganun yung relationship natin. Now, if it's a win-win, and there's lots of way to go win-win. Pwedeng binarat ka niya sa presyo, pero ang laki naman ng network niya. Marami siya marirefer sa yung clients. Or malaki yung branding nung company nila and it would be good for your portfolio. You have to consider all of these things as a business owner because it could be good for you long term. And, as a business owner, you're playing the long game. Eh.
Joey, you started as a DJ for Magic 89.9, and now you've done several businesses also, and you've moved into tea. How did that start? What's your entrepreneurial journey as well?
Well, first of all, I wasn't a DJ in Magic 89.9 in the 90s. 2000s naman, Marvin. Sobra ka naman. I was a DJ in Magic 89.9 from 2000 to 2009. And then I also moved on to 99.5 RT and then Play FM as it is now. So my entrepreneurial journey naman, I've been in and out of business since the 90s though, when I was still based in Bacolod. So what a lot of people don't know is that my family, we actually were in the cut flower industry back in the 90s. We also had fishing. So I actually went out to, to manage our fishing boats back in the 90s as well. And then my journey, basically how I ended up in milk tea is that me and my wife, Tin, we have this small spot in La Union that we wanted to make use of. It's in between a school and also a hospital. So we really wanted to take advantage of the foot traffic that was going through that area. So we wanted to put up a coffee shop. Our income was basically 80% or 85% puro milk tea lang talaga. That's how I ended up in the milk tea industry. As far as and then we've expanded since then. So our first branch is in San Fernando, La Union. And our second branch, we actually opened up a branch in BGC, just a very small hole in the wall. And also in San Juan, La Union.
Going from where you were, ano yung mga skills na kailangan? Kasi there's a lot of people who want to start businesses and then, sige, mag-milk tea ako ngayon kasi yun yung uso eh. Feeling ko, kikita kagad yan eh. Is that true? As long as patok yung business, people are buying it, you'll make a lot of money from it also.
You need experience also doing business first and foremost, because it's different. It's totally different coming from a setting where every 15th and 30th you're getting paid. You really don't have to worry where the money is coming from. As long as you do your job, you're gonna get paid. It's totally different when you're an entrepreneur. Now you're thinking about how you're going to pay your staff if your business is not doing well.
Let's go with some questions. I'll start with you, Sean. This is from Jules Antiporda, and you can also answer this, Joey, after. Tanong ni Jules Antiporda, Sir Marvin, best 3 advice they can give for those starting a business like sa kanila?
It takes a lot of discipline. Also, you don't answer to a higher up, a manager, a boss, a leader. You are your own leader. You are your own boss. You are your own manager. So, kung wala kang disiplina, mahirapan ka sobra kasi you will not be productive. your tendency is to waste a lot of time as an individual. So with that, how do you also become more disciplined? Is you learn a lot. So I listen to podcasts of different personalities, and I learn from these guys. I also read books pretty much every day. Right now, I'm reading Atomic Habits by James Clear. Fantastic book. Principles by Ray Dalio. And I just finished Failing Forward by alam mo yun kasi sa investment si Ray Dalio. Genius, grabe. Sobrang genius. Tapos si John Maxwell, Failing Forward. I also finished Deep Work by oh man, I forgot his name, but that was a really good book. Try to minimize the hurt of failing, and you do that by not putting in too much cash in one experiment or in one try. Even right now, when we are in lockdown, we still work with people, and our customers are still people. So if you're not good with dealing with people, the likelihood of your success, whether you're in the products or services business, is low. Because you're not going to be able to keep good, talented people. You're not going to be able to keep good clients. Mahirapan ka. So, that's one other thing that you need to improve. And siguro, an action point na lang. Kasi baka sabihin mo, okay, people skills, pero wala kang binigyan na advice. Well, it has to do a lot with leadership, no? So, leadership, influencing others, helping others to see your point of view, and having the heart to serve others. You have to develop that.
Joey Agustin, Tea Farms, one of the best milk tea companies in the Philippines. What's your tip for people, 3 tips for people who want to start their own product business, retail business, anything that they want to sell na physical?
The first tip siguro is continuous research. A lot of businesses, they do research in the beginning of the business, but then sometimes they kind of they let their product go. Parang they become content with how their product is, or how their store is, or how their shop is, and they don't improve. There's no effort to improve it at all. So we make it a point that there's continuous research and development in our milk tea, in the different kinds, researching just what else is new out there, not just with competition, but also what we can do, incorporating some local flavors that we have here in the Philippines. We started off as a coffee shop, but then we wanted to add more products since we have to cater the student market. And so we added milk tea, but then now we're selling 80-85% milk tea versus coffee. So you have to understand who your market is and what your market actually likes. So it's not just about market research, but continuous. It's not just one time at the beginning of the when you open up shop, but continuous. The second one, siguro, quality. Yun, kind of tied up with that. Quality is a priority. You can't sacrifice quality. All right? Quality should be number one, even versus cost. Of course, as a entrepreneur, you want to lower your costs all the time, diba? You want to do that. But if it's going to sacrifice your quality, then, in my opinion, parang wag na lang. Let's focus on a product that's good and people will really like, that people actually will buy. And then siguro the third one is really also customer service. So excellent customer service really needs to be met. So same as quality, make sure excellent customer service experience is one of your top priorities as far as your business is concerned. You have to interact with especially now, diba, sa social media, it's very important that you interact with your tribe, so to speak, with the people that contact you, that message you on Facebook or other social media platforms as well.
What should they focus on? Make their product really quality but expensive, so the margins are bigger pero konti lang yung market nila, or they price their items lower tapos volume. How would they, syempre, there's no right or wrong answer there, but what's your bias? And then if you're leaning towards one, what should be the technique toward it?
Personally, how I want to do it for my businesses is not to compete with price. Kasi vicious cycle yun eh. I don't like spiraling my business downhill because of price war. It's difficult to be in that scenario. And it might be a little more niche. No, mas kakaunti yung magiging target market ko, mas niche siya. Okay lang. Pero yung niche na yun is still it could still be a multi-million peso market. I mean, rather than me banging my head on a wall, pinapahirapan ko yung sarili ko sa price war, at least ito, mas relax ako konti kasi alam kong may niche market ako, captured market ko sila, and they're not gonna go to the competitors because they really want what I'm offering with my brand, with what I'm good at. And then I also demand a good profit margin so I can pay my people well. Diba? Yun eh. As an entrepreneur, you have people to pay eh. And you wanna pay them well eh. Ayaw mo silang kuriputin eh. Ayaw mong pahirapan sila eh. So, how can you do that if you're already battling out in front and then you have to battle inside your castle with your team members, with your employees as well? Kasi nga, hindi mo sila kayang sustentuhan, hindi mo kayang bayaran sila ng tama. So I would rather be battling just at front, out there, and then here in my castle, everything's good kasi I can really pay them well.
So since you're a service business, baka madami magsasabi, ba't ko pa hire yan si Sean? Mag-google ko naman sa yung SEO na yan, yung tips on how to SEO, libre na lahat sa YouTube yan, tsaka Google. So, ba't ako magbabayad? Google ko na lang, libre pa.
If you put in the time and the effort, you can save on money. Okay? Pwede ka makatipid. Hindi mo na kailangan kami i-hire. But you pour in the time and the money. A lot of it. Because SEO is a big game. You have to learn a lot of the facets. There's over 200 publicly known factors in Google. And per factor, there's 50 variations each. So you're kind of trying to study 10,000 variative factors. And you're gonna be playing around with that, no? And then there's the unpublished factors which you have to figure out on your own by testing and experimentation. The time and effort is what I poured in early on when I started out as a freelancer, and I was able to make it work. So I'm not going to tell you na hindi mo kaya yan. Kaya mo yan. You put in the time and effort, you probably can make it as well as I can. But if you don't have the time, then you put in the money and the effort. So that means you get one of you hire my company or you hire another company that does SEO. Kasi bakit may effort pa doon? Kasi you need to talk with them eh. You need to set meetings, you need to set expectations. So there's still effort, and then you put in the money because you pay them na. You pay them for what they know and for what they can do for you so that you can do it right the first time. Wala ka ng experimentation, hindi ka na mape-penalize ni Google, wala ka ng risk. So there's that triangle that always works. You have the time and the money. You don't want to put the effort, parang nagbahala ka na lang. Sige, kayo na. Ito yung pera. Bahala na kayo. Okay lang sa'yo maghintay na mas matagal kasi maraming miscom. Hindi kayo nakapag-set na expectations because you didn't put in the effort. Then that's okay as well. So there's a lot of ways to approach it. If you want to do it DIY, I'm not gonna tell you can't do it because you can. But there's that triangle. So you have to be aware of that.
I kind of lean towards the same opinion as Sean as well, that focus more on quality and not, as much as possible, never try to go to a price war. Focus on quality because, that creates a customer base, and it turns also into a loyal customer base as well. If people love your brand, love your product, they will come back. You will get repeat customers. So it's really all about the repeat customers. But you have to make a sacrifice in the beginning, because if you, like for me, for a milk tea brand, we focus on really good ingredients. Like we don't use any of the powders and stuff like that. Like our tea is really brewed tea. And our winter melon, we have to brew the winter melon blocks. Our muscovado is fresh. We don't use any of the shortcut powders out there. So that's the point. You have to sacrifice a little bit at the beginning while you're building your brand, especially if you're a new brand. You have to sacrifice that your margins won't be as high as everybody else using the powders, kasi that's the quick fix. But you have to make a sacrifice in the beginning, because if you, like for me, for a milk tea brand, we focus on really good ingredients. Like we don't use any of the powders and stuff like that. Like our tea is really brewed tea. And our winter melon, we have to brew the winter melon blocks. Our muscovado is fresh. We don't use any of the shortcut powders out there. So that's the point. You have to sacrifice a little bit at the beginning while you're building your brand, especially if you're a new brand. You have to sacrifice that your margins won't be as high as everybody else using the powders, kasi that's the quick fix.
When do you say that pag binabarat ka na, you walk away from the deal, knowing na baka kailangan mo talaga yung pera, pero ayaw mo naman mabarat ka? Or when do you say also kahit binarat ka na kukunin mo pa rin?
As business owners, we can always kind of give a discount if volume is being, di ba? Case in point, like if somebody comes into Tea Farms and orders 100 milk teas and asks for a discount, of course I'm going to give them a discount.
It's better daw to have a no deal, okay? No deal than a win-lose. So, may mga ibang clients kami, may ganun din na win-lose yung gusto. So, sinasabi ko, better na lang, huwag na tayo mag-deal. Let's remain friends. At least magkakilala tayo. We can refer with clients to each other. Pero better, no deal, kaysa sa win-lose tayo. Tapos, moving forward, ganun yung relationship natin. Now, if it's a win-win, and there's lots of way to go win-win. Pwedeng binarat ka niya sa presyo, pero ang laki naman ng network niya. Marami siya marirefer sa yung clients. Or malaki yung branding nung company nila and it would be good for your portfolio. You have to consider all of these things as a business owner because it could be good for you long term. And as a business owner, you're playing the long game.
How would you take 200,000 pesos and make it to 1 million? What would be your plan?
The 200K, I'd probably use it to build a website that is able to serve people that will find a lot of value in what I'm doing. Could be SEO, could be digital marketing, could be my talks and my teachings as well online.
For milk tea, 200,000, yes, it is doable. A lot of your capitalization will go into yung puesto mo that you're gonna open. So if you open up like a small takeout counter, maybe even a food cart type milk tea establishment, you can definitely open one up. We opened May 2 years ago, and by December, whatever our capital was to start it, we were able to grow it by 3.5x. So that's in a 6 month period, we were able to grow it 3.5 times. So it can happen. With businesses, akala mo magkano lang yan, parang 100 pesos lang yan or 50 pesos lang yan. But you'd be surprised how much these quote-unquote small businesses actually make. You'd be surprised how much that stand in the mall actually makes.
And yung interesting dyan, people always think that the profitable businesses are the ones that are yung glamoroso, yung nag-start ka na sarili mong ramen shop. Hindi nila alam sometimes the more profitable ones are the ones that are smaller, lesser overhead, lesser tao na hinahire. And then if you can keep your fixed costs lower, I think that will be much better. So you've been working in the corporation for so long. You're just growing in 10 years. There's such a thing that is it too late to start a business already?
Don't see yourself as a corporate slave. And no, it is not too late to get into business. In fact, I think there was a survey that came out that most successful business owners, actually, on average, parang nasa 45 years old or something like that. So if you're not yet 45, I just turned 45 this year. So I think I'm right there, the sweet spot where I'm supposed to be as far as the business is concerned. Pero grow your skills, continue to grow your skills, and learn more about what you think you want to do later on as far as business is concerned. And just focus on that. Focus on your personal skill set. But it's not too late. It's never too late.
It depends on how you're learning and how you're embracing these things. Kung medyo paurong ka, tapos gusto mo mag-business kasi naiinis ka na dun sa disciplines imposed on you, while you're employed, that's going to be your enemy. It will not help you when you're an entrepreneur. Kasi when you're an entrepreneur, dapat nga doble yung discipline mo eh. Because no one's watching your back. You're not accountable to anyone, but your chances of succeeding is a lot less than when you're employed. There's always that security of getting your salary every month, getting your benefits, being maybe you have private benefits as well, HMO, I don't know, but you're secured. Everything's done for you. Your taxes are paid already by your employer. But when you're an entrepreneur, you have to study all of these tax laws. You have to pay your own taxes. You have to pay the taxes for your people. You have to pay for their government benefits and then some if you have any more arrangements with them. So You have all of these things that require a lot of discipline. So it's not too late. I wouldn't say it's too. There is such a thing as too late in terms of business. You can start business even when you're, at your 60s, for all I care. But so you have the discipline to do it, and you have the right behaviors, the right mindset to do business. It's not too late. But if you don't have it, tapos you trained yourself in that way, then I would say, yeah, that's too late for you. You should stay employed because that's better for you long term.
So there, I hope you guys got a lot from this, and I hope you learned a lot. Thank you so much, Joey. Please enroll, Make Money, Grow Money, Sean Si. And he has a lot of other online courses. You can go to that as well. So thank you guys. So God bless you all. I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon. And God bless you.